welcome you back to another episode of the Sports Your Enthusiasm podcast. This is your weekly podcast about all of your favorite sports topics and events. You know me. I am your humble host, Bryce Benjamin. And it's been a crazy week, crazy month. Sports is rocking right now. Been enjoying myself, man. I've been enjoying all aspects of it. Football, basketball is in full swing. We got some good fights coming up that we want to talk about. Luis Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder. Excellent fight. Looking forward to that this upcoming Saturday. Man, we're in the nitty gritty of football season, man. NFL season is coming down to the wire. We're at this point where we pretty much know which teams are the contenders, which teams are the pretenders, and the bubbles teams there. So kind of getting a good feel there. And we're going to see what happens. On this episode, this is a solo episode again, by the way. Just got me again, guys. Sorry. Not too much, but, I'm going to try to do my best. But I wanted to kind of do a recap of this past week of football and just talk about some of the key games and whatnot and some of the events that went on and just give my thoughts and opinions on a couple of things there. But, kind of just go from there. Talk a little basketball, and then obviously I want to talk about the fight coming up as well. I want to start off with last week's Thursday night football game, Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And not necessarily the game itself, because the game, like the Steelers, the players got hurt early. Like Connor was hurt. Juju Smith-Schuster got hurt. And Browns just kind of, they beat them. Like, 21-7 was the score. But obviously from this game came the infamous brawl. Well, not necessarily a brawl, but the fight towards the end of the game. So game's pretty much over. Pittsburgh, they're on their, own 10-yard line, 8-yard line, whatever it was. And Myles Garrett came in, hit the quarterback, Mason Rudolph, goes down. And, Mason Rudolph decided to get mad, get angry, try to take off Myles Garrett's helmet. Myles Garrett retaliated and ripped off Mason Rudolph's helmet. And, stood his ass up. Rudolph still want to be a tough guy, kept pursuing the issue. And then, next you know, boop. Myles Garrett clocked him in the head with his own helmet. And after that, Myles Garrett got jumped. Marquise, Pouncey, I think it's Marquise Pouncey. And then I think DeCastro, they just jumped Garrett, beat his ass. But, man, that whole fiasco was fucking hilarious. I'm not even going to lie. The NFL and the social media can kind of paint it however they want to paint it. There's, this Bush League and there's no need for that in the NFL. I get it. You want to have a clear image. You want to have a clean image, whatever. That shit was hilarious as fuck to me. I was dying. Especially when he bopped his ass in the head with that helmet. That shit had me in tears, yo. And then you see all the fucking memes and shit that came from it. Like, they had the Blitz the League joint where the dude, you just rip off their helmet and bash them in the head with their own helmet. That shit was funny as hell. But, that got real messy real quick, man. That got real messy. A bunch of suspensions handed out. Myles Garrett done for the season, most likely suspended indefinitely, but more than likely done for the season. Pouncey, I think, got 3 games, and I think DeCastro got a game. I'm not sure exactly, but something like that. A bunch of fines, and Rudolph, he should get fined or suspended or something because he started all this shit, honestly. You go back, like Garrett, he tackled him. It wasn't a hard hit. It wasn't no dirty hit. He went and tackled him, and Rudolph felt some type of way, I guess, because it's the end of the game. I guess he felt like he shouldn't be touched, but, you're still playing football. Took it upon himself to go at a man who is 6'5", 6'6", 270 pounds of muscle, can squat 500 pounds, can bench press 400 pounds, and I guess thought was a good idea to go and initiate contact, try to fight this guy. Yeah, that might not have been the smartest decision, my guy. I don't know about that one. Rudolph, you might have should have thought about that one before he did that. And then on top of that, after starting the fight, because he tried to rip off Garrett's helmet first. Then once his helmet was off, By the way, Myles Garrett, like he fucking picked the man up by his helmet. Like he stood his ass up. At that point, man, you might want to realize, yo, I might not want to fuck with this guy, but nope. I'm going to go get back in this guy's face who's already pissed off, and I'm going to go talk shit. And then, next thing you know, boop, popped his ass in the head. That's what you get, man. That's what you get for fucking with that dude. But, yeah, honestly, though, Myles Garrett, like, suspended indefinitely. He definitely deserved to be suspended. Hit somebody in the head with the helmet, that's a no-no. I don't know about no indefinitely, though. Because, I mean, hey, whatchamacallit? Rudolph was the instigator. He started it. He continued it. And then that was the result of it. I would say maybe 4 games. 3 games, 4 games, I think he should have got. I think Pouncey should have got maybe 1 game for just standing up for his quarterback. Because, you know, that's all he really did after he got hit. He just attacked, man. I got him. Yeah, that's my quarterback. I got to protect him. So I thought that was a little bit, the fines or the suspension for Garrett was a little bit too heavy. And honestly, I don't mind it myself because I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, obviously. So anything that can, deter the Browns as much as possible, please do more. You know, hopefully he don't play against us and when we play them again. But as a football fan, I think that was a little bit too heavy. Well, overall, though, Browns won the game. They move forward. And the Browns still got a little bit of life, man. They still have a little bit of life to potentially make the playoffs. It was not looking too good for them. And they win that game and increases their record to 4-6. So they're 4 games behind Baltimore for the division, 1 game behind Pittsburgh in that race, the third currently in the AFC North. I highly doubt that they win. That they got some easier games coming up, I believe. I don't have the Browns schedule in front of me, but I do remember that like the first half of the season was brutal and the second half kind of lightened up. They do play Baltimore again after they beat my Ravens in week 4. Took us out in week 4 in Baltimore, which is a very impressive win. Shout out to them. But Baltimore's 8-2 right now, and Baltimore's rolling right now. So I don't see them catching to win the division. Maybe they could sneak a wild card spot. We'll see. Right now, the wild card leaders is Buffalo and I want to say Oakland. The Buffalo Bills and the Oakland Raiders are Texans, Houston Texans. So we'll see what happens with that whole thing there. Anyways, moving forward, another key game, and I'm not going to be touching on all the games here. I just want to talk about a few key ones. So another game that I was very, very excited for myself, and this was a matchup between 2 MVP candidates in Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson with Houston, Texas. So Baltimore Ravens versus Houston, Baltimore at home. And going into the game, and if you don't know, this is like the first time you listen to the show or you don't know me, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, die hard, been so forever. And going into this game, I will admit I was a little bit nervous. Deshaun Watson's a fucking animal. He is a beast. I feel like I think I said it in the show before, I believe he's definitely a top 5 quarterback in this league right now. And going into this game, I was like, yeah, man, he might I could see Watson pulling off some magic. Him and Hopkins, that combination. They had their running game going with Carlos Hyde, and offensive line is starting to gel a little bit better. And I thought it was going to be a tough one. I thought this was going to be a very close game. I thought that him and Lamar Jackson was going to have like one of those all-time battles. Boy, was I wrong. Baltimore put it on them boys, man. That was very impressive from what I seen from my Ravens. There's a couple of things to dissect with this game. First of all, the Ravens defense, what the number that they was able to do on Deshaun Watson was freaking phenomenal, man. Shout out to Wink Martindale, defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. He came in with an excellent game plan. Shout out to the players for executing that game plan. They was able to contain Deshaun Watson in the pocket. And that's the thing with Deshaun Watson. He is a very athletic quarterback. But he's one of those quarterbacks where he is looking to extend the play and make a play downfield with his arm. That's what makes him very dangerous. So very Roethlisberger-esque, Russell Wilson-esque, and at the same time can still burn you with his legs. He can go and pick up yardage. Baltimore did an excellent job of containing him in the pocket, making him scramble around in the pocket, and he really didn't have nowhere to go, and then being able to push the pocket and collapse it, and we generated 7 sacks on him. So that was an excellent job doing that. Our shout out to the defensive backs. They covered their asses off, because there's a lot of times where Watson was back in there and he had a good 4, 5, 6 seconds to throw. It's just that everybody, all the receivers were blanketed. Excellent job by the Ravens secondary, man. They did a wonderful, masterful job on not only DeAndre Hopkins, but Kenny Stills and the tight end. I forgot his name. And I'm not sure if Will Fuller is playing or not, but it didn't look like it. And on top of that, they completely took out shut down the run. Carlos Hyde, before he had the 46-yard touchdown run, he only had like 22 yards to that point until like the fourth quarter. Excellent job shutting down the run. So Wink Martindale and that Baltimore Ravens defense was phenomenal. Matthew Judon was literally all over Watson all game long. And the Texans offensive line couldn't do shit with his Ravens pass rush. And Baltimore Ravens pass rush has been bad this year. That's one of the knocks on our team, was we just couldn't generate pressure. But they're stepping up now, man. The Ravens defense is stepping up and starting to show. On the other side of the ball, Ravens offense against the Texans defense, just more the same from Lamar Jackson. Another phenomenal performance from Lamar, man. He 17 to 24 completions, and there's a point in the game where he completed, I want to say, 13 straight passes. He started off slow. He started off like 1 for 5, and then after that he just picked it up and never let off the gas. So Lamar Jackson, phenomenal performance, like 17 to 24, 222 yards, and 4 passing touchdowns. 2 to Mark Ingram, 1 to not Dennis Pitta, Mark Andrews, and then 1 to Seth Roberts, his first of the season. Spread the ball around, hit all of his receivers, hit his tight ends, hit his backs, looked very composed, and then also picked up a lot of yardage on it with his legs. 9 carries for like 86 yards. Looked really good running the ball. And another fucking phenomenal run by Lamar, man. Another phenomenal run. He didn't score a touchdown in this one. Wasn't like the Bengals one where you hit him with the B button. But juked the defender, juked the lineman out of his shoes, and 40 yards later down the field, before getting tackled. I'm sorry I'm talking too much about these Ravens, but that's my team. Coming into the season, I expected a huge jump from Lamar Jackson. I expected him to get better. I seen the type of work he was putting in this offseason. I know that all the critics and from the football analysts and the talk shows and, social media, everybody talking shit. He can't throw and blah, 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 blah. He seemed like he put that chip on his shoulder. He went to work this offseason and he came back so much improved, man. And the kid is only 22 years old. Lamar Jackson is only 22 years old, and he is right now currently, in my opinion, the MVP frontrunner. It's such a beautiful thing to watch, man. Oh my God, it's such a good time to be a Baltimore Ravens fan, and I'm just enjoying what I'm watching. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. Shout out to my Baltimore Ravens, 8-2, 1 game behind the Patriots for the number 1 seed in the AFC, and we got a nice one coming up against LA Monday nighter, where I think we might see more of the Lamar Jackson show. That's an excellent defense in LA, LA Rams, but we will see. Another game I wanted to talk about today was the 49ers versus the Cardinals, man. This was an excellent game I was able to tune into for some of it, for the most part. But the Cardinals jumped on the 49ers early. If I'm not mistaken, they took it's like a 9-0 lead in the first quarter. And then I believe they jumped out to a 16-0